What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone out there is staying very happy and extra healthy. So everyone seemed to like my video on the Jim Kwik Limitless book review that I made a little while back. I first want to thank everyone out there for all the love and support that they have given me on that video. It means a lot to me, and all of the kind comments that you guys left. That was very nice of you. It was just awesome to, read the book for myself, take in the knowledge I've learned, and then give it back to you guys, because even Jim Kwik said, learn, earn, return. So I want to return back to you guys, and that's the important thing, to spread that knowledge. So if any of you actually have purchased that book, just let me know in the comments below how it's going for you or how it already went. That would mean a lot, and that'd be awesome. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts they got me right now. It's cool, pretty cool. It's a brain stem. But anyways, let's get to the actual topic of this video, which is another book review on another amazing book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Did I say that right? Coelho, yeah, I think I said that right. This book, 10 out of 10, no doubt. This is one of my favorite books right now. Again, shout out to Jim Kwik, because I read this in about 5 days. So it's a short read. It's really not long. It's probably like 180, 200 words. But I read this very fast. Not 200 words, pages. I read this very fast, but shout out to my brother, my older brother, because I wouldn't be making these videos or reading these books if it weren't for him. He got me the Jim Kwik book. He got me this Alchemist book, and just he's a huge inspiration to me, so shout out to him. But I'll give you like an overview, the story, background of what this book is about, and then I'll dive a little deeper into it. I'll read the back here. This is Paulo Coelho right here. That's who he is, the author. And what it says is, Paulo Coelho is one of the best-selling and most influential authors in the world. The Alchemist, The Pilgrimage, The Valkyries, it goes on with a list of all the books he has sold. And then it says, has sold then more than 65 million copies in 150 countries and have been translated into 60 languages. So, pretty amazing. And then I like this too. On the back it says, every few decades, a book comes along that changes the lives of its readers forever. And this book has truly changed my life, right? This book focuses on wisdom. There's a tree in the back of this book. Oh, here it is. I flipped right to it. Oh, I lost it. Oh, here it is. So there's a tree in the back of this book, and it's all of the books he has sold. I thought it was pretty cool. As I was reading it, I just flipped through the end, and it's every single book he has sold. And one of them, which is The Alchemist, obviously, is right somewhere on here. Here it is. And it's wisdom. It's about wisdom. So each of them, he has one about hope, one about love, redemption, forgiveness. So that's the main theme of his whole entire book. But this one being on wisdom, it was so cool. It was so awesome. And to me, the main kind of overall theme, not just wisdom, but it was about following your heart. There are so many hidden gems within this book that you really have to pay attention. You have to write notes on the side. I mean, you can if you want to. Write notes about what you have learned, what you have taken from it, because it teaches you about perspective, about looking at the grander scheme of things, following your heart, following your passion. There's just so much things within the line. Even like the first paragraph of reading it, I had to stop and literally think. I'm like, hold on, that's deep. So there's a lot of deep thoughts you can kind of get from this book. I'll give you the overview of the story. So there's this boy. He doesn't have a name at all. They just call him the boy. And he's a shepherd. So basically he like herds a bunch of sheep. And I think that's what a shepherd does. He just has a bunch of sheep with him. And he's younger. They don't give him the age either. He tells his father one day, he's like, listen, Pops, he doesn't say Pops, but he's like, listen, Pops, I want to go travel, right? I want to see the world. He's like, I don't want to like do what I'm doing right now. I want to go out and take a risk, a huge leap of faith. So he goes on this journey. It's actually called the personal legend. That's what he's on. He's on this personal legend to find his true self and who he is, who he's going to become. Follow his passion. That's the personal legend. And he goes on this journey. He comes across a gypsy, and this gypsy reads the palm of his hand, right? And he tells him, right before the shepherd makes the decision to pay for the meeting, he tells the boy, okay, you're actually going to find a treasure, right? A treasure. You're going to find this amazing treasure, and it's going to be in Egypt where the pyramids are. And he tells this to the boy, and the boy's like, oh, awesome, that's so cool and everything. And he doesn't take it that seriously. He's like, okay, that's all cool. he's mainly what he's focused on is having to pay for this meeting that he just had with the gypsy. And the gypsy says, I'll tell you what, if you give me a third of this treasure that you find on your journey to Egypt, then you don't have to pay for this meeting right here. And he's like, oh, awesome, okay, yeah, whatever. He doesn't really think about it. He's like, whatever, yeah, you can have a third or whatever this treasure is. He doesn't believe it. He's like, you have a third where this treasure is, all right? So he's like, hoorah, hooray, I'm gonna go on my day, and I just got a free meeting. So as he goes along this journey, right, he just meets various people. I won't give you, like, just spoil the whole book for you, but he goes along on this journey, and he meets various people. One of the people he meets, it's a pretty cool story. I'll tell you this one specifically because it kind of leads into why the book focuses on, you know, hidden gems in the book, where it focuses on really hitting the reader and changing the life of the reader. This is one of those examples right here. So the boy, he goes along his journey. He sits down on a bench in like a town, and he's reading a book. And this older man comes up to sit next to him, and he's trying to talk to him, but the boy's like pushing him away. He doesn't want to listen to him. And then eventually they start a conversation. And it turns out this older man is the king of like the town, and he takes him back to his house. You know, they kind of have a conversation, they talk. And one of the challenges that he tells this boy to do is to take a spoon and an egg and walk down like a hallway. All right, walk through a hallway with this spoon and egg. So he's walking down the hallway. He does it. And what he tells the shepherd, the boy, he's like, make sure the egg obviously doesn't fall off the spoon and crack on the floor. So get to the other side. So he walks through, he makes it, the egg doesn't crack, and the old man was like, oh, you did it, awesome. Right, the egg's still on the spoon, it's not on the floor. And he's like, but did you take time to look around you and see what was around you? And the boy was like, no. And that right there made me stop. I was like, oh, hold on. He's trying to teach the boy something. And he's trying to teach the boy to not be so focused on one thing in life, to be so honed in and so stressed over something, to just take a step back and appreciate what's around you. That's what he tried to tell the boy, and this is what happened. The boy turned around, walked back down, and he saw these magnificent trophies, these statues, these paintings, and he was mesmerized. He was like, wow. So that right there, you know, it doesn't tell you specifically like what he's trying to say, but it makes you think. It makes you think like, okay, he's trying to teach the boy about, you know, not taking everything in life so like seriously, and literally just being grateful for everything around you. Taking the time to take a step back, like I said, and just appreciate being in the moment and looking around you once in a while. So that was one of the big one of the big takeaways. There's so many, and I'll share another one too, because I don't want to share a ton. I don't know if I'm spoiling it or not. I'm not trying not to, but later on, the boy goes on his journey. You know, he eventually he gets to the Egypt where the pyramids are. He gets to Egypt, but you know, he has to cross a desert to actually get to the pyramid. So he gets to Egypt, and this is where he actually meets the alchemist. So he meets the alchemist here, and the alchemist, I feel, is like one of the main guidance teachers for him. He teaches him so much wisdom throughout his pathway to this treasure, his personal legend. So, you know, the boy's going along in Egypt. He comes across many tents, many villages, and he meets actually a girl, one of the love of his life. He meets a girl there. There's a pretty cool gem about that, about meeting like his true love, true life. And I'll tell you what it said. It said, one of the things, it was like in the book, it said when he met the girl, he realized that it was love at first sight, because time was not a thing. Time was just made up, because when he saw the girl and he looked into her eyes, he realized that the past and the future didn't mean anything, and all it was just the present moment. It's like when you can lock your eyes with someone and realize that it's just the present moment, it's just being with the moment with this one that you love, that is love. And that was one of the things it said in there. That was deep. And so as the boy, you know, carries on throughout his journey to these pyramids, he comes across, this is one of the other big takeaways I'll give to you, and then I'll stop talking about the story so much. But he comes across this tribe that doesn't want him to walk through, right? It's kind of like, now I think about it, it's kind of like one of the big challenge points that he has to cross to get to his treasure, right? To get to these pyramids. And, as he comes across this tribe, they're like, whoa, it's the alchemist and the shepherd are walking together. He comes across them, and the tribe's like, what are you doing here? Like, you can't be here right now. Don't walk through. We're going to kill you. We're going to not let you walk through. And the alchemist was talking about, I'm trying to think specifically. The alchemist was saying, oh, no, we can go through, the boy's a powerful boy. He can blow your whole city down if he wanted to. He is an alchemist. So the alchemist tells the tribe that the boy, the shepherd, is an alchemist himself. And the shepherd's like, no, I'm not an alchemist. He's thinking to us like, what is this? This dude's crazy. Why is he telling this tribe they're going to kill me? Like, I'm not an alchemist. I can't do anything. And then I can't blow down a whole city just with wind. I'm not wind. I can't do that. And the tribe's like, oh. Well, obviously the boy was saying this in his mind. The tribe was like, oh, you're an alchemist. Oh, we don't, obviously they didn't believe in any construction, deconstruction. That's what alchemy is. And he's like, oh, you can blow down our whole city with wind? We'd like to see that. And then he's like, we'll give you 3 days to blow down our whole entire city. And this is pretty cool. And so the boy's panicking. He doesn't know what to do. So he walks up to a mountain and he just overlooks the desert. And on this retreat by himself for 3 days, he just, I guess he has to talk with the desert. And after 3 days is up, the tribe comes up to the mountain with him, with the alchemist, the actual alchemist. And they're all standing in the back, and they tell the boy, all right, let's see it. Let's blow over our tribe, our whole tribal unit here. Blow over it, right? With wind. Become wind, basically. And the boy looks out into the desert, and he starts to talk to the desert. He says, desert, I'm talking to you right now. I want you to give me the power to become wind, to blow over this tribe. And the desert speaks back to him and says, well, I can't do that for you. Ask wind itself, right? Ask wind to do that. Wind's the carrier of all messages. It carries voices to each other. Ask that. So the boy's like, all right, I'm going to ask the wind. And the wind responds. The wind's like, oh man, I never, the wind's thinking now, it's like, I never, I can do all these things. I can blow over towns. I can, spread voices to one another. I have so much, I can spread noises throughout the world, but I can't turn someone into wind themselves. Now he's like, the wind's thinking to himself, he's like, wow, I never had to do anything like this before. Don't ask me, ask the sun. Now the boy's like, okay, let me ask the sun. He asked the sun, and the sun, everyone's looking at the sun. The wind, the desert's looking at the sun, right? Waiting for an answer because it's the sun, right? You would think the sun has the best answer of them all, and he's gonna turn the boy into wind. Well, the sun says, oh, he just stops. He's like, I don't know how to do that either. I mean, I can grow plants. I can do all these things. I'm so powerful. I can grow life, but I don't know how to turn you into wind. Ask the hand who wrote all. And basically, the hand who wrote all is the creation. It's everyone. It's you yourself. And this is what I took away from it. The hand who wrote all is the boy. It's within the boy. The wind, becoming the wind, is within the boy himself, right? All he had to do was just follow his heart, right? Becoming the wind was in him himself. And what that showed with the desert, this is basically how I took it. What it showed with the desert, the wind, the sun, not being able to turn him into wind, was that it showed vulnerability. No one's perfect. That's what it showed. It showed that the sun is not perfect. The sun was like panicking, like, oh, I don't know how to turn this into wind. And everyone's looking up. The wind's looking up. The desert's looking up. Everyone's looking up to the sun like, yo, you're the sun. Come on. You should be able to turn him into wind. But it really just showed like, everyone has flaws. We all have flaws and we're not perfect. So look into yourself to turn yourself into the wind. And the boy really, that's the hand who wrote all, and his creation, his life. And he realized, he's like, okay, that's me. And he just turns himself into wind and blows over this town. And then the tribal, the chiefs are like, whoa, don't do this. Okay, you're good, we believe you. And he carries on to, I'm not gonna end. I'm gonna let you guys, if you get the book, kind of think for yourself of what you think the ending means, because the ending is very, very powerful. As he goes to his treasure in at the pyramids in Egypt. I'm not going to talk about that at all because I want you guys to kind of think about that for yourself. But I just want to really spread awareness to this book because it talks about wisdom and it talks about following your heart. Those are like the two main things. It's wisdom. Everything in this book is wisdom, but it's really just following your heart, following your passion, because you only live once, right? No regret. Just follow your heart, follow the journey that you think's right, and because in the end we don't have a lot of time left in this world, that this beautiful life that we were granted. So this book really did open my eyes up a lot, and I really advise it for anyone who just wants a great read, a great story too. It was a really good story. It's great how Paulo kind of put that all together, kind of with wisdom and just the whole storyline. So I advise this book. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone out there just stays happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay positive, guys. Peace.